Viewers will give you a pass for bad video, but nothing will make people click off faster than bad audio. Here are 5 tips for pro-level audio for total beginners. The 5th one may just blow your mind. You know what's more important than an expensive mic? This one costs like $1,000 and I almost never use it. It's a Sennheiser 416. This is the #1 mistake beginners make. They are just too far away from the microphone. Beginners wonder why it sounds like they're recording their audio in the bathroom. When you're far away, you get more background noise, more echo, and it just doesn't sound nearly as good. Obviously, the easiest fix is just get closer to the mic. But what if you want to be far away from the camera, like this, or even farther, but you still want the audio to sound good? Well, there's a couple of fixes. #1, you can just put your mic on a boom like this one right here. This is the mic I usually mount on my camera, but because I want it to be as close to my mouth as possible, maybe about 8 inches, I stick it on this boom right here and just put it just out of frame like that. Sounds pretty good, right? Another option for a talking head video like this is to just use a desktop mic like this one. You can even have it in the frame. A lot of people do that. You see a lot of podcasters do that. And it sounds pretty great because the mic is close to you. Another option is to get a wireless mic like the Rode Wireless Go 2. You just clip a mic on your lapel right here and you can be up to like 300 feet away and it sounds pretty great. And because on your lapel, it's close, so it'll sound good. The next tip is to use compression on your audio file. Compression just takes the highs and the lows and squishes them together so everything's closer to the same level. It just sounds way better. It's much different than just raising the volume on everything, and it's used probably on every audio clip you've ever heard on TV in your life. In Premiere Pro, you do it like this. You simply go up to the Window tab here and choose Audio Track Mixer, so it appears right here, and this will add compression to everything on a specific track. We want to add audio to track 1 here. So you click this tiny arrow here, choose amplitude and compression, multiband compressor, and you see it's added it here just to track 1 because this is track 1. Then you double click on the word multiband compressor and it's got a bunch of presets. And the one that works great for me is broadcast. You can change these parameters, but I found that you don't really need to. Now that I've added it, I'm going to show you what it looks like without it by clicking this little on-off toggle here. This is this tiny clip without it. Is it legal to use movie and TV clips in your videos? It doesn't sound bad because I recorded it with the mic close to my mouth, but we can make better and make it cut through, say, music. We have music playing in the background here by just adding this filter. Here it is with the filter on. Is it legal to use movie and TV clips in your videos? Sounds much better, right? And here we go, I'll do part on, part off. So this is off and you'll see when I turn it on. Is it legal to use movie and TV clips in your videos? I didn't raise the levels or anything, it's just that compression, which it raised the overall level a little bit, but it made it all much cleaner. Speaking of levels, tip 3, you want to make your audio as loud as possible without clipping, without distorting. So what I do typically is I try to keep my levels at about -1 dB. In professional audio, they keep it around -12 in general, but on YouTube, you're competing with other YouTubers that are bumping the level as loud as possible, so you want to keep yours as loud as possible and still have the audio sound crisp and clean. You can do that by raising individual tracks like this. You can zoom in and click on these lines and you can raise them all up, or you can select a bunch of them at once and right click and choose audio gain right here, and you can adjust the gain up or down and click OK. Or you can do what I do and use the keystroke, which is the bracket keys. You can use the left bracket to go down 1 decibel at a time, or the right bracket to go up 1 decibel at a time, or shift and either of these brackets to go down something like 6 or 8 at a time. I use this every day. If you find that your overall mix is pretty great, the vocals and the sound effects and the music are all pretty good, but it's all just a little bit too hot, it's bumping into the red here on this meter, like this.
That healthy breath, I know.
And you don't want to have to go back and redo all of them. You can just adjust everything at once by adjusting the mix down here in the bottom left on the mix track, and just click on that and either slide it left or right to go up or down, like that, or just type minus whatever you want to do. And I went down 1.2 decibels, and let's see what that does. This is green K, and still too hot, so I'll go down a little more. Green K, and that's kind of great, as loud as possible without being distorted. The next one's a pro audio hack that I used all the time when I was using Adobe Premiere Pro, editing commercials for major motion pictures, a whole bunch of them for Marvel and Disney. And one issue I see with a lot of YouTubers. They'll drop a music track underneath their video and they'll keep the music levels the same throughout the whole thing. You think it's basic, but a lot of people miss this. They'll just lower it so no matter what, you don't really hear the music too much and it doesn't compete with the voice. One thing that's going to make your audio sound professional is having the levels be consistent throughout, whether there is music or talking, or music and talking together, or the sound effects. In this case, when there's a little bit of ambient sound and music, you want the music pretty loud. So it'll sound like this.
I hear you breathe, that healthy breath. I know it's all.
But as soon as the vocals kick in, it makes it really hard to hear what's going on. So you want to lower the volume here. Now you can use the pen tool like this and drag these levels up and down like this. But what I did was much easier. As soon as the talking starts, I would just put a cut here in the audio track and drop a fade in here with Shift Command D, the keystroke, or you could also right click on it and choose Apply Default Transition, which is just a crossfade. And then I just drop the music, maybe 15 to 18 decibels and try it out. Sounds like this.
This is Green K, and there's turtles here.
Maybe drop it a little more.
Green K, and there's turtles here, and Tiger Shark's favorite food.
And it sounds way better. You can hear me speaking and you can hear that there's music playing in the background. Because there are vocals in this music, it still might be a little bit hard to understand what I'm saying, competing with what she's saying. So a bonus hack is to drop a low pass filter on the music so that only the lows are playing and my voice, which is higher, will cut through more. And the way you do that is you click on the Effects tab, you go over here to Audio Effects, and you take the low pass and just drop it on here. Now you can adjust it here in the Effects Controls tab, but default is usually pretty good. So listen what happens.
Healthy breath.
This is Green K, and there's turtles here, and Tiger Shark's favorite food is turtles.
Compared to
Green K, and there's turtles here, and Tiger Shark's favorite food is turtles.
it makes a subtle difference, but your speaking is going to cut through much better.
If you're thinking, wow, I wish I could use music like that in my YouTube videos without getting a copyright claim, you can. I use Epidemic Sound for a ton of my videos. For a low monthly cost, you get access to thousands and thousands of music tracks and sound effects. They even recommend tracks for you like this. It's super easy to search on it, and you never have to worry about getting a copyright claim. There's a link for it in the description below.
If you did happen to record your video from across the room, there's a fix that is really easy to use, and I think you're gonna like it. Look at this video here. Oh hey, here's audio just on my phone, pretty far, like 8 feet away from my phone. Here's what you do to fix it. You select that clip, you export just the audio by hitting this button up here, make sure the preset is set to wave, and you give it a name, Bad Audio. You export it, then you just Google Adobe Podcast. The first site that pops up is this one. If you don't have an account, you can sign up for a free one, but this is all free, so easy. You hit Enhance Speech, go to Enhance Speech, and you find your file. There's the bad audio file, and it's gonna work on cleaning it up for you, making it sound better. By default, it enhances your audio at 90%. So let's see what it sounds like with no enhancement for a couple seconds here. Oh hey, here's audio just on my phone. Sounds pretty terrible. We go to 90%. Let's see what that sounds like.
Oh, hey, here's audio just on my phone, pretty far, like 8.
Sounds pretty great, right? You hit download, give it a location, bad audio enhanced. You import the audio into your project. You drop it under here and make sure it's all synced up, and let's listen to the difference. Here's the bad audio. Oh hey, here's audio just on my phone, pretty far, like 8 feet away from my phone. And
oh, hey, here's audio just on my phone, pretty far, like 8 feet away from my phone.
And imagine how good it would sound if we added a little bit of compression. Let's do the same thing, but on track 2.
Oh, hey, here's audio just on my phone, pretty far, like 8 feet away from my phone.
Pretty amazing, right? Do all 5 of these things and your videos will be next level. To make your videos suck less, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now.